Hey guys, I'm Kelly from Troop 80474, and today we will be learning how to make cheese tortellini with tomatoes. Now I know what you're thinking, cheese tortellini, that's way too fancy. We can't make it without, expensive ingredients or fancy equipment. But lucky for you, there is actually a way to make it rather easily. That's what we will be doing today. Before we start, always remember to wash your hands before handling food. That's what I'm going to do right now. For this recipe, you will need a 9-ounce container of cheese tortellini. You can use either frozen or refrigerated, it doesn't matter. You will also need 2 green onions, although regular onions will also work. You need 3 1/3 cups of corn, either fresh, frozen, or canned. You need 2 teaspoons of olive oil. You also need 1 tablespoon of dried basil. 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, although any cheese will do. We will also need 2 cups of quartered cherry tomatoes. However, you may also use a regular tomato or a can of diced tomatoes if you drain all the liquid out. And 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. When you're cooking your tortellini, make sure you follow the directions on the package. For our tortellini, we're boiling it on the stove with a bit of olive oil and salt. Even if your recipe does not specify having oil and salt in the water, you should still add it because it adds flavor and helps it boil faster. Now that the water's boiling, we're going to add the tortellini in and set a timer for 7 minutes. Make sure to stir it frequently so it doesn't burn. Alright, so we're going to be cutting our cherry tomatoes. Here's how you do it. Since they are quartered cherry tomatoes, you're going to cut it in half like that. And then once you have it, put it flat side down, like so, and just cut it in half again. Perfect. It doesn't need to be exact. Just make sure it's roughly the same size. When you're cutting tomatoes, make sure to use a serrated knife. It looks like this with the ridges on the bottom. Now that you've cut all your tomatoes, just grab them and put them in a bowl. When you're done, make sure you rinse off your cutting board and rinse off your knife, or get a new one. That was our timer. Just give it one last stir and turn off the heat. Once the pasta is done cooking, drain it and let it stand. Now we're going to chop our green onions. You can do this with the kitchen scissors if you have those, but you can also use a knife, which is what I'm doing here. For this recipe, you're going to want to slice them fairly thinly, but don't do it too close to your hand or you'll hurt yourself. Alright, we're going to add our chopped green onion into the bowl. Oh, look at that color contrast right there. Very nice. And then we will be adding our spices. Here is the garlic powder, the Parmesan, and dried basil. And then give it a good stir. Make sure that's all nice and combined. Get the spices on all of it. Oh yeah, look at that. And then add your pasta to the bowl. And give it another good stir. Make sure the spices get on the pasta. Oh yeah, that looks good. We're going to add our olive oil. If you have frozen corn, cook it according to the directions on the package. Since we have frozen corn, we are putting it in the microwave. Now we're going to add the final bit, our corn. Mix that all together nice and good. Don't mix it like this. You're going to want to fold that in together so it gets all nice and combined. cheese tortellini with tomatoes and lots of other things. Final thoughts. Remember when you're boiling water to put oil and salt in, so it flavors the pasta more and also makes it boil faster. Before you begin cooking, always wash your hands so you don't get anything that's not supposed to be there in the food. Thank you for cooking with me.